Hey everyone. So today I wanted to just talk about our content brief. I didn't get a chance to talk about this in our team meeting, so I wanted to just create a short video for you to be able to watch at your own time. So the reason this is very important and it's attached to every Trello card for every article that you write is because it gives you the information about your target audience, the type of audience, the due dates, and the delivery requirements, all different types of things. And I'm going to go over those here in this video so that you'll understand what they are and what you need to pay attention to before you write the article. Okay, so first of all, there's going to be a version number up at the top every time I improve the Trello card content. I'm sorry, not the Trello card, the Google Doc template. I will change that number so we know which version we're working with. But really, this is what's important here. Everything below this is what's important. So who are we writing the article for? You need to know who we're writing the article for, because if I'm saying I want you to write an article about live streaming, it could go on any website. It could go on the Live Music website. It could go on the Live Pro website. It could go on the Kevin Scalaro blog. Or it could be for a customer. So there's different places that article could be written for, and which is going to include different details of that article. So please, I'll choose here who it's for. If it's for a customer, it's going to say it's for a customer, and to you that should be a little higher priority to pay attention to. The guidelines to follow. So you'll always follow the guidelines for our websites, and that is the guidelines from our SOP that we have written and you guys have read when you started with your onboarding process. So I've made this section here because if there's a customer and they have their own set of guidelines for us to follow, then we need to make sure we follow their guidelines and not streamer company guidelines. So I've made a column here also, a drop down to say streamer, meaning the SOP for ours. Right now, all three websites will follow the same set of SOP for and guidelines for a streamer. And then if it's for a customer, I'll notify you by choosing that customer box. And again, that should alert you that the outline may also be different that you're going to use to start creating this article with. So please pay attention to both the content brief and the Trello card instructions that I provide for you. The delivery requirements, if it's going to be delivered to us in a Google Doc, I will choose Google Doc, or a Neuron Writer if you're going to deliver it to us as a Neuron Writer, or even if there's an option, a different way that maybe a customer has recommended, I will select that here for you. The delivery due date, I'll also pick the month, and I'll pick the date if it's a specific article, again, now that either we need for one of our websites or if it's for a customer, I will put the exact due date that is due here. Unless you see an exact due date, flexible just means when you get it finished in the month of October, in this case, unless maybe it's October 31st and you need a day or two to finish it. Obviously, that's impossible, right? So I'll put flexible, which means it's flexible. It doesn't exactly have to be done in October. It could be the 1st or 2nd of November. The Trello card title I will put here so that you can reference it easier. They should be attached and they should be correct, but you should also check to make sure that I actually attached the correct content brief to the correct Trello card, because maybe I made a mistake. So check those titles. And then I'll give you the information here. If you should use the exact title of the Trello card that I've provided, I do a lot of strategy research and such before when we're making these articles to be written, and I might want you to use exact words for that title, and I'll put it here if I want you to use the exact title or not. If I say no, and I didn't put, maybe I put the Trello card title and I say no, then that gives you the creative freedom to come up with an article title that fits the keyword right here. Just the next line here for the keyword, um, and to make sure that it's within the right character limit. And if you remember, we use the Moz tool title bar to make sure that that title link is the actual correct number of characters, which is less than 60, so that it does not get tourniqueted or cut off in the search engine results. This here is more or less just making sure I verified that keyword. There's a strategy behind it. Sometimes I might say no, I'm still working on that. And if you ever see a point where you see a card attached and it says no, make sure you reach out to me and ask me, should I work on this or not, because it says that the keyword was not verified. And I expect you to reach back out to me and ask that question to make sure, because I might have made a mistake. Again, I'm not perfect. I like to think I am, but I'm not always perfect. So the content funnel stage, that's another important stage to know. How are you writing this article? Even if you're using an AI tool, you need to inform the AI tool that this is a top of funnel. A TOFU is top of funnel customer. They don't know anything about it. They are a newbie. They are just brand new to this word, and they want to find out information about it. So we can write the article based on that information that they don't know anything about it. Maybe they don't even know how to spell the word. Maybe they just heard about it and they're trying to find information on it. That would be a top of funnel. Middle funnel is where most of our articles are going to lie, meaning they already know some of the basics about that. We don't need to teach them, exactly how the word originated and the history behind. We don't have to tell them all that, because most likely they've already learned that. They've done enough research already to be familiar with the words, the keyword, and they just want more information on it, and they might even be ready to buy in that middle of funnel stage. So make sure that you write the article accordingly. And then if they're at the bottom of the funnel, that means they already know everything they need to know. They're just looking for a site to buy the product from. And rarely you'll see that in our articles. We like to live somewhere in the middle here. And then that's why sometimes you'll see I'll maybe create a how-to article and have you list one or two products on there, just because the customer may be ready to buy at that point after they read our article, and we want to make sure that they buy from us. The next thing I will tell you here is the type of article template to use. So again, if I attached the wrong template, make sure that you use the correct one. Everybody should have access to that template folder in our Google Drive that we're using right now for the storage of that. And if I put the wrong one, just go get the template, or find the template from another article that you've already written. They're all the same. Just grab one of those articles. So if it's a product roundup or if it's a product review, I'm then going to list the product, and I'm going to choose specifically these products or this product. If it's a single product review, it's just one product, I will list that one product in there for you to write about. If it's a roundup and there's many products on the same page, I will choose the product roundup, which is reviewing a comparison guide to all the products that are similar from different manufacturers. And then if it's maybe not applicable, maybe it's not a product roundup, maybe it's a how-to, I'll just choose not applicable because we're not really talking about a specific product. If we're not, we're not. I'll just put that. And then sometimes I'll choose this one to have you as the writer just choose a few products in regards to that keyword and try to find some that may have even affiliate programs so that we can work with that manufacturer, that brand to try to sell their products in the future. And then the goal of the article, I'll write what the goal of the article is again, so you'll know exactly how to write the article. I'll list the target audience so you'll know if it's specifically for leadership blog, if it's specifically for live streaming influencers, or if it's for musicians, or if it's for the customer. Whatever that target audience is, I'll list it here. The quality of the article, again, if we're working on a very first article for our blogs, we're going to start with an MVP copy, and that's the minimum viable product. So we don't need to go very detailed and very extreme with lots of pictures and lots of videos. We just need the minimum viable, which should be at minimum for you as a writer, should just be the featured image and possibly a YouTube video, maybe at the end of the video or at the end of the article, or even somewhere in the middle, just to give the viewer a little bit more information and try to keep them on our page a little bit longer. So that's really all for the MVP that we need. If it's a complete, again, if it's for a customer, it's not going to be an MVP. I can guarantee most of the time it's not going to be an MVP. It's going to be a complete article, and that's when we need to be very thorough, very detailed, and very complete with our article and polished, and make sure that it's absolutely a beautiful, perfect article that we deliver to them. So we'll want a few more pictures, unless their guidelines specify they don't want any pictures, or maybe they only want one featured image, or they don't want any videos. Again, that will be in their guidelines. So whatever their guidelines say, that is our complete article, and the quality of that article will be the highest quality following their guidelines. Then the writing, the copywriting framework, depending on the target audience, the goal, and the who the article is for, I will choose the different copywriting frameworks that we will require for that article. So it could be, most of the time I do AIDA or I do PAS, but occasionally I'll do Quest, and then sometimes even Pastor or Fab. So whichever one I do choose, just make sure you stick to that and get those call to actions into the article. Again, at the beginning and the intro, it's very important, and the conclusion or the outro, very important as well. Word count requirements. If Neuron Writer is the recommended word count, I'll just select Neuron Writer, and again, let's try to stay close to that word count that they recommend. And again, if it's a product, product roundup, obviously, or a listicle, and there's 12 or 15 or 100 products, that's going to be a little bit difficult to meet this word count, and we understand that. So it is what it is at that point. If I don't, I might choose even other, meaning I know it's going to be higher than what Neuron is suggesting, and I'll just choose other. And if it's a customer article, and they say we only want an article that is maximum 800 characters or 800 words, then I'm going to type 800 words here, so that that's the word count that we should be targeting. The tone of voice, really just how you're writing the article. If it's a kind of a comical and funny, kind of witty um, piece, then I'll choose that, or informational, professional, casual. So you know how, again, to write the article or inform the AI tool how to write that article. Backlink requirements, that's just really if we have backlinks for customers and we're linking back to them, I'm going to then say yes on that. But sometimes it's no, and yeah, just that really doesn't that would definitely probably not apply really to the writers. It would be more for the editors to add in those backlinks because they're going to be either backlinks to a specific blog article on another blog. Maybe we're working with another client and they have another blog article that they want us to link to in there, and maybe using specific anchor text. I would choose yes in here, and then we would take care of that in editing. Or if it was affiliate marketing, and when we had affiliate links, I would put yes in here. But other than that, I would put no. In the reference articles, a lot of times I'm just using Neuron Writer now to suggest the competitors and the related articles. So you'll see just Neuron Writer here. If it's something different, I'll choose other, and I'll put the links and the URLs here for you to reference. And then I'll choose if it's already been set up in Neuron Writer, or it has not, or maybe it's not even going to be written in Neuron Writer. Might be an other choice. And then I want to make sure that you also scroll down to the next page, because sometimes I'll list a lot of products in here and it expands the page down, and some of these might get cut off and pushed over to page 2. So make sure that you're also reading the next page to understand everything that's listed on here. And this page really is just an explanation of everything that I just went over here in the top of the content brief. Is really just explained back in a little bit more details for you in case you forget what it was, or you want more details on what is the writing article for, and then you can see my explanation there. And I tried to keep this as up to date as up in the top section, but there might be a time occasionally that you'll find I might add a section, like I think I added products and services to write about, and I don't think I put it down here to explain the details about that, but it's pretty obvious of what it means, so I don't think it needs a detailed explanation. But I did put here the TOFU, the MOFU, and the BOFU, and I did write the definitions of all of those, so if you forget what each one of those mean or how you should structure your writing strategy based on what the requests are, you will be able to just scroll down on the content brief and you'll see it there. And then again, I put even at the bottom here the copywriting frameworks, because I know maybe you haven't memorized all of the different copywriting frameworks. So if you need an explanation of what AIDA is or what PAS is, etc., they're all listed here at the bottom of the content brief for you. So make sure that you read through the detailed instructions before you start writing your articles. And then, as I said, we'll go over to the Trello board, and I'll just use this first article here in the planned as the example, because this is where I'll put all the brand new articles for you to work on. And I should have some tags on here that says like content brief has been completed. That also should mean that I've also finished the Neuron Writer link and I have it available, and I should have also attached that to the Trello card. So sometimes I will fill out the description here, but and the notes, but most of the time that is on the content brief. So I probably will just end up deleting this after a while. This used to be the content brief, and then it expanded into a Google Doc. And I decided I just liked the Google Doc better versus the back of the Trello card, and then attach the card later. So you may see something in here. I might just keep the actual categories. As you can see here, I put in here what category that article is being written for. On the blog, we have different categories of topics that we talk about, and that's mostly for the editors and for publishers. And the same thing with the tags. But it also gives you an idea as a writer. Is this a resource article? Is this a how-to article? Is it again, all that's going to be attached in the content brief. It's all going to be there. So really, like I said, this is kind of redundant information up here at the top. Maybe I will leave the notes for the authors, meaning the writers, if I had some specific directions or something that really didn't fit on the content brief, or maybe draw your attention to, hey, it's a customer, article. Make sure you pay attention to the due dates. If there's a due date, I will put here under dates, due date, and I will put the date and time that this is due, and you'll see it right here next to watching. You'll see the due date listed there, and then I can even set the reminder like one day before to give everybody a reminder that it's due tomorrow. And then I also, when I assign the card to you, will assign your member to the actual card so that you know that that article has been assigned to you, and you should receive a notification email that states that you were added to that card and that article is ready for you to be written. Just to explain a little bit more, the Trello card, I do put the company owner persona here, so you have a background history of the company and a little bit of information about the persona for the Kevin Scalaro blog. So when you're writing those ghostwriting articles, make sure that you're writing it in the first person as if I personally am writing that article. So make sure you're using words in the intro and the conclusion, outro, as I, me, mine, me, not our or your or those. Make sure it's in that first person. I'll also put all the links for the files here. I'll try to attach the either the folder that has all the templates in it for you to grab the right one, or you probably already saved them to your computer, so you already have access to them. But I'll try to put it onto the Trello card. I'll put the checklist on the Trello card. Make sure that you go through that checklist and you check off each item to make sure that you're doing your job right. Most of the time, if you follow that checklist and you check everything off, you will have very minimal edits requested from us on the editing and the publishing team. So that's why this checklist was created, was to give you that information so that you can get everything right the first time and not have to redo things, which takes more time away from you doing other things. So I really encourage you strongly, go ahead and open that up and just make sure that you check off each box as you complete it. And very importantly, make sure you add all of the URLs down here at the end of the article for us. And then there's more. I give you the content brief, the Neuron Writer link, and what I want you guys to do is when you finish that checklist, to indicate to us, to give the editors and the writing team knowledge that you have completed everything on the checklist, you should download this file to your computer, check it off, all the boxes, add the URLs, and then reattach it to the card by using this attach button and choosing the location on your computer where you made that the edits to that file, and reattach it to the card for us, because that's going to be very helpful for us in editing to be able to go back to the original source if we need to take a better screenshot, redo the screenshot for whatever reason. Maybe there was an ad on the screen and it was showing something that looked really weird and strange, and people would be like, what is that? Or maybe we want to trim it to a smaller size, or capture a different part of the screen versus what you gave us. We just have more flexibility if you give us that link where you went to get that screenshot, and then save your screenshot into a folder onto your computer, and make sure you label the pictures what they are, so we can find those easily in your folder, and then we'll have you zip up that file folder. So if you have 3 or 4 pictures, even if they're royalty-free pictures or they're screenshots from the product manufacturer, you can zip up that folder and again just attach it to this Trello card for us. And if we have any problems with the Google attachment not working because maybe the file sizes are too big, we will provide a Google Drive folder for you to be able to deposit those images into for us on the editing and publishing team. Okay, going to be very important so we can get the articles published. Right now we're running into issues where WordPress cannot do anything with the screenshot, and it's not allowing us to publish the articles because it needs to have an original source to pull the image from, which means we need a copy of that to put into our media library, our media gallery from WordPress, and then allow the allow WordPress to source that image from the library and display it on the website. Without that, sometimes the pictures are missing, or sometimes it just won't allow us to publish that picture because it doesn't have that source to pull it from, and it doesn't want to publish a article with a screenshot that could disappear, and again it doesn't have an original source to go back to allow that to load faster. And if we have the original versus a copy of a picture that came from another server, if their server goes down, our image is not displayed for our customer, which then produces a bad customer experience for our customers. So that is all that I have to cover in this video. I hope it was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and let me know. And thank you.